Page 21, Hall of the Mountain King, is a very famous melody. There's a lot of different arrangements of it. There is one arrangement for piano that's kind of standard, and I did a recording of that on my other channel. If I can remember, I'll put a link to it in the description for it. But you can search on this. It's a very well-known piece. This is just a short little arrangement of it. Now let's talk about it. Melody's in the right hand, and it starts out soft. Now they're giving a speed of vivace. Vivace is faster than fast. Vivace is really fast. And 4/4 time, if I go 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, that's kind of fast. If I go 1, 2, 3, I got to speed it up for vivace. But if I do that, I'm doing this. Now, forget vivace. In the actual piece, it actually starts out very slowly and gradually builds up speed as it goes through the piece, and different sections of it, it'll speed up a little bit here and there, till at the end it's going pretty good clip. But I don't think it ever goes vivace. I disagree with that. So let's just slow this way down, and a light wrist staccato here, because you want to disconnect the left hand, and when you put them together it's easier to do it that way. Second line, first measure, the half note, that's a tenuto. Hang on to that. Hang on to that and then go on. A little break in the sound. I'll get to the pedal in a minute. A little break in the sound. Third line, third and fourth measure on the chords. These are forzando, fortissimo. I mean, these are like boom. Next chord, got to be natural in that one. And then you go on. You get the chords again in the last line. And this is in the key of E minor. Time to go do the scale on E minor and G major. So one sharp, except of course for the accidentals. In the left hand, just separate it. Nice lights. Except when you get down to the third line in the second measure, the chords. And then separate them. Watch these chords carefully, because the notes may not be what you think they are. Look at the last measure of the third line. The left hand, it's a C chord to start with, but then you're going here. And then in the last line, it's here and here. Weird, huh? Yeah, well, that's what it is. Huh? Dynamic-wise, you're starting out soft, and you're gradually getting louder till you get to the fortissimos in the third line, and then it stays basically loud, but you're coming down a little bit on dynamics. So start soft. And the real thing, they actually start slowly and build up. Of course, they also start down real low in the range too. But just, I would recommend, you can start out a little slower. If you do start slower, now you can start speeding up. Now you're very loud. And now sort of loud. Very loud. Sort of loud, crescendoing on into the sforzando at the end. Ta-da! Pedal-wise, you got a little bit of pedal on the second measure. You don't need it. You could pedal it though if you want. But the pedal on the third and fourth lines is kind of important. And the pedal on the last note, I'll explain that. There is a reason for this one. Finally, they did it for a reason. In the second line, first measure, I'm going to push the pedal down right after I play the notes. I'm going to lift the pedal up before I play the notes in the next measure. I don't want to connect it. In the third line down and the fourth line on these chords, this is legato pedal from the measure before. Again, but I'm going to lift the pedal up before I play the notes in the next measure. I want to disconnect that, so that the next to the last measure. Last line's the same thing. And then on the last note here, we're using pedal here to reinforce the sforzando at the end. I can't talk. So on this one, I'm going to push the pedal down with the note and then lift it up at the end of 2 beats. So it's here. Up together. In other words, I'm not going to lag. I don't want to start the sound and then release the harmonics. I'm going to release the harmonics immediately. It tends to accentuate or reinforce the sforzando on that. It's a little different pedaling style, is all. It's a minor change, but it's an important change. So I want to try this out slowly. If you want to play along, go ahead. I'm going to give 4 counts. 1, 2, ready, and go, and...